Construction crap. Yes.
There, right?
Yeah, it keeps the guys from finishing their lunch and throwing it down there. The bags and stuff. Trust me, when I used to do this stuff, it was the greatest place. Wintertime was a great place on the first floor to clean your shoes off.
And then
When you come in from that muddy outside.
whatever else they want to throw down there, right?
Yep. So now the guy, we cover them. Not good enough for your test though.
Now,
Okay, here we are. I'm talking to George, the mastermind, and Rob, the owner. And we're talking today about this new code that has come into being, and the code is about testing the ducts to see that they're airtight in non-conditioned spaces. So everything outside of your insulation envelope that is there, the ducts have to be tested to make sure they're not leaking. This only goes for the heating and or cooling ducts. It does not involve ventilation ducts. That's correct.
that's correct.
Okay, so at this point, we have taken off the construction debris covers off of the openings. Now, Rob, would you talk to me about, now we were talking about, you're going to do a test on here. Now show me what would have to be done here to make your test go 100%.
So basically, when we're doing this test, it's a total duct leakage test, and we want to make sure to get the best seal on these registers. And this is actually the perfect time to do it because we actually have to get down into these registers to tape around it, because even the small corners that we see little holes in here, there'll be a leakage point, and small leakage points, if you have enough of them, it adds up to failing results on the test. So want to really be careful to seal everything off properly so that we could get good results in the first place.
Going to start to seal up the openings in the entire house. And again, I would like to talk to Rob just for a moment. I had talked to him earlier on how he got into this business. Interestingly enough, I probably have maybe talked to him or run into him or on his job or some of his work, because he used to work for one of the utility companies doing home energy audits, correct?
Yep, that's right. We would go to people's houses for a free, evaluation of their home's energy usage and where there could be potential savings. So it's something that I'm very interested in.
So from that, a code change came about. He found out about, so figured out how to do the testing, and thus a new business is born. And we are now talking about a man who has made his business installing the equipment, but at this point is making his livelihood testing it. This is a self-adhesive tape that you're using?
Yeah, it's just a peel off kind of sticky saran wrap like tape. That's perforated.
You do your vegetables with that too at home?
No, we do not, because it would probably stick to everything. It's not super sticky, so when we get a little bit of dust or anything like that, it makes it tough to seal off. Yeah, it's not going to tear paint off the walls and any of that stuff. So we just try to get down in the register as much as we can. So we take care of the corners that might not be, they got that cut out. And I think we can show you a little bit better on one of these roads.
Okay.
This is giving you an idea of what they do with a in the wall box. It's taped off from both sides to make sure it's really sealed tight. As long as everything else is sealed, that'll work.
at me. Closer, Matt. That help?
Okay. All right, so here we are in the basement. As you know, it looks very lovely. The floor has not been poured yet, but the test goes on. At this point, I will ask Rob what's going on here, and what are you up to at this point?
So we're actually sealing the blower to the supply duct up there.
It's the other end of the duct.
The other end of the ductwork.
Where all the registers are blocked off. The other end of the duct comes down into the basement, comes down into the floor joists up here. And he takes the same size tube, which is 10 inch, and he's attaching it to the duct, and then he's sealing it in place to make sure it is sealed completely.
All the way around,
All
so
the
we
way.
get a good seal there.
It comes down and there's the floor.
Now we've got to run a tube from the fan all the way to closest register upstairs. So
Tube?
pressure tube.
Oh,
So this is what determines
the difference.
the differential pressure inside the ductwork compared to
Hot.
atmospheric conditions down here.
So that's one in.
We'll get it there.
You got a tubing stretcher.
We're gonna run it ultimately straight upstairs to that first.
Oh, you go up to the return. We'll cut it off down here when you're done.
It's probably about 75 feet worth of tubing there, so it's typically get us just about anywhere we need. And we just have color-coded inputs to go from our measuring gauge to the manometer
Fan.
to the fan.
Fan is all part of the same instrument.
Yes.
This is not just the fan you picked up at Granger's.
No, absolutely not.
All right. This is a real instrument, folks.
It actually has different flow rates for bigger or smaller systems.
So you use the same principle for your blower door test?
exactly the same.
Set the power, ready to turn it on. Keep it lights up. Don't let the smoke out.
For the total duct leakage test, we always want to make sure if we were doing this in a finished house that we open a window because we don't want to build up an excess pressure inside the house with the fan.
Right.
But we have plenty of openings here, so we don't have to
We
worry
do.
about that.
There's no windows at all here. It's this.
And then ultimately, we just set the fan to 25 pascals pressure. And this does the rest of the work. After we measured, we determined that we're only allowed to have 27 CFM of leakage because it's only 600 square feet and some change of system that we're running. This is actually a fairly tight system.
Sounds like it.
It's actually probably very tight because it's running really well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch the ring size. So the opening in which the air flows through is just another piece that goes on here.
What are you changing it to a bigger one or a
It's
smaller?
smaller one.
A smaller one.
Yes.
So you put what I would call it. Okay, you need a ring, an orifice.
It's just a ring, a different
Yeah.
orifice size.
Right.
And then we reattach the ductwork and we run it again. But yeah, we just set the pressure inside the ductwork to be 25. It's on a low ring. And what happens is the pressure builds up to suck all the air out of the system first, and then you'll see it ramp back down. So it automatically jumps way up once that
Okay.
excess air is pulled out of the system.
Yes.
And then it gives us a reading that is constantly dropping until we get to that 25 pascals. But this manometer essentially extrapolates higher or lower pressures, the difference, and brings it down to what it would read if that pressure was going to read 25. So the fact that the system is fairly tight,
Yep.
like I said, we were allowed 27 CFM and we're only getting about 6.
It's very, very good.
It's very tight, and it takes a while for that pressure to reduce inside there because the fan actually has to slow down and slow down and slow down until that gets down to 25.
Wow. Good work, Al.
Yes, Al did a great job on this system. And ultimately, what I do from here to certify that the test is passing the requirements is snap a picture.
Yep.
And then I have my own little certificate that I have that has the picture of the test results, the square footage that we measured.
And that just goes to the state?
It goes to
Oh.
inspector.
Okay, so that would be the city inspector.
Yep. And ultimately, that's
That's
the
it.
duct leakage test. And again, the system tested very, very well because it's just well put together. I usually tell people if you're doing things the right way, then you should have no problem passing the test. It's the people that like to, cut
Hack and
corners
whack.
and that kind of stuff and get in and out quick that will have more problems.
That's one of the reasons why I say that something like this is really necessary, because it's not legislating good work, but when you legislate only minimum standards, because that's your minimum safety standards, that's code. At this point in time, we are making sure that the customer who pays thousands and thousands of dollars for a heating system is getting the extra $150 to $200 worth of labor material to make the system actually work the way he wants it to work and heat it and cool his house the way it is supposed to.
We're giving
work.
people a more comfortable house that is more efficient and is ultimately going to provide them with a happier
Yes.
living environment.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, they don't think about how the building works together. That's why the contractors and
Well,
and
houses
people
are-
like
look,
me